The story I'm going to tell you is true. I had a student who had to play on an up-tempo tune, did not have enough material to weave any kind of long lines. And the danger there is if you don't have anything to say or you don't have a way to negotiate an up-tempo tune, you can play a lot of nothing and it just turns into nothing. Many times the beginning of what we play turns into nothing. You mean it and then it sounds like you don't. For example, this is what was going on. The front of what he would play sounded okay, and then it quickly sounded like, what are you doing? And I'm using, this is F blues, and I will use just the blues scale. So we have a baseline of what's going on here. Okay, here you go. Good to bad. Okay, fabulous, just fantastic. So now what's going to happen is you can't stop. You know, that's one of the problems. How do you stop, right? And I would say things like most, I guess, teachers would say, like, you're playing too long, use more space, stop. It's a hard thing to do. Then I thought about this clinic I saw Jerry Bergonzi do, where he was talking about note groupings. It was great. Jerry, check out anything Jerry has. DVDs, YouTube clips, anything. He can explain things, and the stuff is great, and it applies at any level. You don't have to be advanced for a lot of his stuff to work. But anyway, he's talking about note groupings. And he was saying, let me think of a word, or let me group my notes into 5. Like, in other words, I'm going to think 5 notes. Any way I want to do it, which means 5 notes could be quick, they could be fast, they could be slow, they can be elongated. Any way I want to handle only 5 notes. So, like... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, if you're not going to think, if you're not going to count, which is kind of a crazy thing to keep in your head, I'm playing, I'm creating, but I'm also counting from 1 to 5. Gets to be too much. Jerry used a word. I think he used at this clinic, what did he? Ingenuity. That's what he was doing. Ingenuity. 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 Okay? So I tell this whole thing to my student. I said, think of that. Think of ingenuity while you play and spread it out because it will probably make some sense. And he tried it and he couldn't do it. It wasn't quite working. And I'm thinking, man, he has a recital coming up. He's going to play this up-tempo tune. What am I missing here? Because I know this note grouping thing is great. It works. So I said, what's going on? He goes, I keep forgetting the word. And I was like, oh, okay. Well, think of another word. You think of anything that will come to mind easily. And the student had a hat. And on the hat it said Gabagool. So Gabagool is salty cured meat. But it said Gabagool, you know? And I said, where'd you get that hat? And he goes, oh, I like this hat. I got it on, I think he said, I got it on Amazon. I said, all right, well, I want one of those whenever you find it. He goes, well, I like Gabagool. I said, okay, well, you could like Gabagool. What do I care? Gabagool. And then I realized, well, I like Gabagool is 5. I like Gabagool. So I said, look, since you're wearing this hat, you think I like Gabagool. And he was like, well, am I allowed to do that? And I said, yeah, I mean, we're trying anything. So now remember, you're only going to use 5 notes, but you use them in any way you want. And of course, you would apply that to the changes of the tune. But just to get him started, I figured let's not worry about the harmony too much. We'll give him, like, just use a scale. So in this case, the blues scale. And when I'm playing to this up-tempo blues, instead of getting lost, I'm going to think, I like Gabagool, and I'm going to flip it around many ways as I can, long, short. So you'll see. There we go. Gabagool. Here it is. So all of a sudden what happens is not only is he playing in phrases, he's ending. That's the gift of this note grouping idea. Note grouping means just a certain amount of notes. I like Gabagool, that's 5. And he thought of it and he did it. He started laughing when he was playing. He started cracking up. And it works. And what happens is, because one of the takeaways from this note grouping idea is it gives you a built-in ending to what you play, which is great, because when you can sound like you mean the front of what you play and you mean the end, the whole thing sounds like it makes more sense. It's framed in silence, and both sides of what you play are strong because it is note grouping. And you can have a note grouping for 2, like hello. However you can come up with, whatever you come up with for 2. 3, I think Jerry used figaro, like Figaro. And if you wanted 6, he went Figaro, Figaro, right? Like for me, if I wanted to do 4, I could think DiBlasio, 4, DiBlasio, any way I want. 5, ingenuity, I like Gabagool. 6, Figaro, Figaro. 7, check this out, 7, which if I had to count, I would never keep track of it. I would never be able to think that. 7 would be Rowan University, where I teach. So check this out. I'm going to think Rowan University. I'm going to group my notes by 7 by thinking that phrase over this tune. Same thing. Rowan University. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That was all 7. That was all Rowan University. So this note grouping idea, by thinking of a word, and then you do whatever you want, up, down, high, low, harmonic, all that stuff is up to you. But you only get so many notes, helps your ideas start and end all the time. This guy sounded much more in control because he was playing little sections and he was ending. And the thing was, he was never even thinking about ending. Ending never entered his mind. This I like Gabagool gave him a good ending. I mean, I've been teaching a long time, and I never thought I'd be able to fix an improvisation problem by referencing lunch meat. But it's a Gabagool miracle. So try that, especially if you're doing, well, it works on any tempo, works on any tune, works on any style, works if you're a beginner, works if you're advanced. It's just a technique that works in the area of phraseology and not in the area of like harmony or scales that fit the chord, just a note grouping. But it cleans up a lot of problems without having to think about what is cleaning up. So try that, note grouping. Check out Jerry. He's got a great bit of it. And, you know, Gabagool is Coca-Cola, but it's, I mean, it's good. It's salty. It's fatty. Don't try it. Try some Gabagool if you can. Just don't have too much of it because, you know, you wind up in ER. Okay, a Gabagool miracle.